I am very late uploading my next video for the marathon training. It's the Tuesday the 25th of February. I missed January. I'm currently at risk of missing February. I'll explain, but first I need to go on a little run. Check my jumper. It's got the logo. It's just an easy 45 minutes today plus strides, which is not something I've done yet. But it looks like it's 20 seconds on, 30 seconds off at the end of the run. I think it's an easy run today because I did 26k on my last run. So a bit of sort of recovery stuff. Thank you. So training's going really well, but it hasn't always been, and that is why I missed January. So I went skiing for a weekend, second weekend-ish of January, with my mate Chris. Absolutely amazing weekend. Came back with a chest infection, and that knocked me out of running for over a week, knocked me out of work for about 4 days, kept me in bed. Meant that Sophie was delighted. She extended her solo parenting from just my skiing weekend to then an additional 4 or 5 days of me being in bed being sick. And that, I think, sort of snowballed into a very hectic January, I missed an upload. I just could not get a video done and created because I wasn't running for a lot of it. My first week back from running was very slow and really quite demoralising. But we're now headed to the end of, well, we're now pretty much at the end of February, and I've been running again for a few weeks. I'm keeping up with the paces in the plan. So we're back on it. Quite a few things have happened, so I'll canter through those as a bit of an update for I guess January and February. Fundraising wise, still going, still looking to raise as much as possible. In the last video I was at £1,100. And now we're sat just over £1,500. So with matching, that's obviously a lot more. So thank you to everyone that has donated, and to anyone that hasn't. You know, any amount, no matter how small, no matter how large, please do donate to Great Ormand Street. It's a brilliant cause. If you're able to make that donation to Great Ormand Street on my Just Giving page that's linked below, then that would be incredible. And I'd really appreciate that. The Great Ormand Street team have been fantastic in sort of supporting the training and organising events and group chats with other people that are running, and the group chat with everyone that's also running for Great Ormand Street has been incredibly supportive and motivating, and hearing people's stories and fundraising ideas has been amazing. So thank you to everyone for that, and that's the only ask I make in this video and any of these videos is please do donate to Great Ormand Street. So a lot's happened in January and in February since starting a proper training plan on the Cooper app. I've been doing a long run every weekend, ramping up the distance, Saturday just gone, it was 26 kilometres, which had been my furthest distance, and that's the third weekend in a row that I ran half marathon distance or greater, and therefore third time I'd ever run half marathon distance or greater. And we've been doing lots of interval training or tempo training and things like that. And I think that aside from the week after the chest infection, training's gone really well. The volume's ramping, I'm just about holding on to the paces that the app say that I should be doing, and most of the time I'm having fun. Having said that, when I was doing 26k, and I've spent most of my time listening to podcasts while running, I did for the last 4k flip to music and sort of need that extra encouragement in order to complete it, and I'm sure that will be the same when I do 32, and we'll see what happens on marathon day. This weekend coming up, I'm running the Chelmsford Half Marathon, which is an actual sort of closed roads, I think 3,000 runners event as a rehearsal for running an event, although slightly different scale to everything else. I did also, on a run, my old Apple Watch ran out of battery while I was still running, so I've replaced that with a new Apple Watch. So battery issues on the day should become much less of a concern, and remove that from the problems. But I'll probably try and track on phone and watch at the same time and see what happens. I've had to get going with gels, so I've been flipping between the sort of Lucozade gel, because that's what they give out on the day, and the Precision Performance and Hydration, I think it's called, Best Performance and Hydration gels as well. And I've started to play with their caffeine ones as well. All of the caffeine ones taste awful, but hopefully they help, and also using some of their electrolytes to help with fueling and hydration. I've also got 2 new pairs of trainers. So the first, my sort of training shoe. Went into a running shop at the beginning of January, and they laughed at how little was left on my old trainers. So this is a pair of 361 Phoenix shoes, and they've now done about 500 kilometers worth of training. So after the marathon they'll probably be shot too, but they've been great. Quite a supportive shoe because I overpronate, but so far, touch wood, it's all been okay. And while I was there, I also got a pair of race shoes with a carbon plate, because I want to try and do as well as I can and use everything available to me to try and do that. So that is this beautiful bright pink pair, also 361, but these are called a Future, and there's a spot on the side of the sole which is a time. You're meant to sort of mark it in pen with what time these shoes did the marathon in, but they've got a carbon plate, they've got a drop on the sole, and they're bright pink, which means they're going to make me go faster in all 3 ways. They'll have their first proper test. They've been on one short run this weekend at the Chelmsford Half, and I need to decide whether and how I'm going to run that Chelmsford Half. I'm working out what I'm going to do pacing wise for the Chelmsford Half Marathon. The decision seems to be, do I try and get the best half time I possibly could, or treat it like a training run and run hopefully a half marathon at my target marathon pace, which is what I'm leaning towards doing. That feels like the more sensible choice. So I'll endeavour to do another one of these in March. After I have run a proper half marathon, I'll be 4 or 5 weeks out from actual marathon day, so the peak training weeks I will have done, hopefully still injury free and illness free and going on. But I'll keep people updated as we head on forwards.